Okay. Good morning, all of you.
Arthropods.
Just pause. Yeah. Actually, we have done now one by one. Can you tell me name of the phylums we have got over? First of all, we have started with animal kingdom, and we have got over with. We have started with non-chordates. The whole animal is divided into non-chordates, hemichordates, and chordates. So, non-chordates. Can you name one by one in the serial order? Number one, what we got over? Please unmute and speak. The first one, what is over is the first phylum.
Porifera.
Very good. Porifera. Second one, someone else will say after Porifera.
Bilaterally symmetrical.
What is that?
Triploblastic.
Okay.
Ma'am, coelentrates.
Coelentrates. Very good. Next, after Porifera, coelentrate. After coelentrate, the third phylum. Come on, unmute yourself. Ctenophora. Okay, coelentrates are also known as cnidarians because they have got stinging cells. Okay, that is third one is Ctenophora, that is bioluminescent animals in the water. Then after Ctenophora,
Platyhelminthes.
very good, very good. Platyhelminthes, that is the flatworms. Poriferans, pore-bearing animals. Second, coelentrates, showing just two type of life form, polyp and medusa. Then we have said Ctenophora, completely aquatic, bioluminescent animals. Then we have come down to, you said platyhelminthes, flatworms. Then that is parasitic and free living both. And then Aschelminthes, roundworms. Okay, Aschelminthes. Then in roundworms, Ascaris and all, they are also parasitic and free living. Also, you can find some of them. Then after what you call it, Aschelminthes.
Annelida.
Annelida. Annelids. Annelids example is earthworm. That one also was over. That is metamerically segmented animals. And here also you will find some characters. If I say, you will find both monoecious animals and dioecious also. That means bisexual and unisexual animals. Hermaphrodite animal like earthworm is a hermaphrodite. It has got both the sex inside the same animal, but still they need another earthworm for the sexual reproduction. Okay. The whole chapter about three animals is in chapter 7, which we'll be learning further. And then coming to arthropoda, we have just started last time, and I told you arthropods are known to be the largest phylum overall. Like overall, when you talk about the largest phylum is arthropod. Why? Because in that insecta comes one of its kind is insecta, and class insecta has got so many, like as I said, whatever comes in your mind, it comes spiders, yeah, comes under arthropod. If what is on your screen, it's a ladybug, it's the name of the insect. Okay, so that is beetles, arthropod. Cockroach, arthropod. Fly, arthropod. Mosquitoes, arthropod. So as many butterflies, arthropod. So all those things, as you see around you, and such a diversity you will find in them. They can be found in water. They are found in, like scorpions and all, found in water. They can be found in what you call it, air, land, parasites, everywhere you will find. Okay, so these are arthropods, and they are known as the largest. So this one line you remember, the largest phylum is arthropoda, and the second largest is the second one. What is written there is mollusca. Second largest phylum is mollusca. Okay, now before that we will start with arthropoda. Okay.
Arthropods are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, coelomate animals with an organ system level of organization. Their body is divided into the head, the thorax, and the abdomen.
See, this is
These animals are characterized by the presence of jointed appendages and a chitinous exoskeleton.
Okay, 1 minute.
Arthropod.
Here, the identity of these arthropod is the having chitinous exoskeleton. Now, when we say this word was new, that's why I stopped it. Skeleton, you know, we have got also skeleton, right? But our skeleton is inside our body. right? Skeletal system is very important in our everybody's life. Why? Because they give you protection, right? They give you protection. So in arthropods, the exoskeleton is made up of chitin. Chitin is a component. Okay, chitin. Okay, so chitin is kind of exoskeleton. Why it is exo? Because it is present outside the body, so it is known as exoskeleton. And in us, the skeletal system is there, but it is inside. So we call it endoskeleton. Of course, our endoskeleton is much more better evolved than these arthropods, right? But then I'm telling you the meaning of exo and endoskeleton. Fine. So these are having titanious exoskeleton. And the body is also divisible. They are not metamerically segmented like in Annelida, but still divisibility is there. As you see, head, thorax, and abdomen. This is now the body is getting divided or segmented into 3-4 parts. Okay. Now in cockroach, you'll be learning further that they have got 10 in the abdomen. They have got 10 more segments. So like that, you'll be learning it further, the divisible or segments present, but they are divisible. They have segments in the body. Body is divided into head, thorax, abdomen, and chitinous exoskeleton. Okay, this is the feature, main feature, that they have got exoskeleton of chitin. It's a I'm stopping where there is a peculiar character coming up. I'm not stopping when they said they are bilaterally symmetrical, because now you know. Once the triploblastic character started, all the phylums will have triploblastism, all having 3 layers. All are coelomates, all of them. Coming up next is all our what you call it, organ system. Now organ system one started, all our organ system only, right? Coming next, yes, come on. Okay.
Arthropods respire through the gills, book lungs, or tracheal system.
Okay, here.
An open.
Okay, again the word new terms have come. As I said, you will find diversity of living beings in arthropods. So what happens, let me tell you one more point here about the gills, about the lungs and all. We are terrestrial animals. I'm talking about human. So we have got lungs to respire. The animals which are found in water, if we jump into water, can we live inside the water? No, because our lungs are not designed to imbibe oxygen from the water. Instead, our lungs are designed to take oxygen from the air, from the atmosphere. And our lungs are designed in such a way that it needs abundance of oxygen outside, then only it can take the oxygen inside. But what happens inside the water, the oxygen quantity is not that much. Okay, oxygen is there, but it is in a diffused form, less form. So our lungs are not designed in that form, that they can take from the diffused form of water, oxygen in the water. So these 2 reasons why we die when we drown inside and we don't know swimming if it cannot. Why whales come out? Every often they come out and make us stifling sound outside, and water is out, and we can see whales coming out in a scheduled time, or you can say in a good cycle of time they come out. Why? Because they belong to mammals. Though they live in the water, but for breathing, they need oxygen, because they have to come in the air to take oxygen, because they have got lungs for respiration. They don't have gills like fish have. Fishes are Pisces, belonging to Pisces class. Okay, but mammals are coming in such category where mammals have got lungs for rest. There are particular characters. Mammals have lungs, like we come under mammal. Cow, if you talk about dogs, if you talk about these all come under mammals, and we have got lungs for respiration. All the terrestrial animals have got lungs for respiration. So since whale is a mammal, it has got lungs inside. So every often it has to come into the air. That's why it jumps, like, and it comes and it takes in oxygen. Okay, and it gives out oxygen outside there, carbon dioxide there. So that is an example there, living inside water, but it has to come outside, because the lungs are designed to get oxygen only from the air, not from the water. So Here, when the word came, so many words came for the breathing or respiration. Let me tell you, gills are present in the aquatic animals. Lungs are present in the presence of, when we call it as a highly evolved, like mammals are highly evolved. So they have got lungs. Now, what do you mean by book lungs, gills, and there are some different names given, right? The shape, see, these animals were in such a time evolved, or during the time of evolution, from one state to the other, like from water to even coming out in the land and all, no, this arthropods. So it's a great diverse animal. So animals which live in water, they have got gills and some book lungs. When you say, no, it means the lungs which was in a shape of an open book. If you see the structure of the open book, how it looks, that's the shape of those animals having the lungs of that shape. So we call it book lungs. Okay. Now trachea. For example, trachea is nothing, tube-like structure. What we have, no, like right from our windpipe, you used to say, no. I think in 10th you have learned about trachea further divided into bronchi, bronchioles. Remember, that are what, nothing but the tubes, open empty tubes. So the same open empty tubes are known as tracheal system. Okay, so insecta like cockroach and all have got tracheal system for breathing. Okay, now so these are the I stopped, as I said, why, because to tell you these words. So animals, why they have got so many varieties of organs for respiration, because some are living in water, some are living in land, some can live in both. So what happens, they need different kinds of system for their respiration. Okay, coming to the next is circulatory system. The structure shows very clear, they have got open circulatory system. That means heart is there, vessels also you can see around. Okay, you can see vessel. Yes, this is the heart. Okay, this is the heart, these are the vessels, this hand like structures are the vessels. Okay, but there is no closeness in them. Okay, so this is open circulatory system. Okay, now we can move ahead.
Circulatory system. The Malpighian tubules in them function as the excretory organs. Arthropods
Remember the
possess
name,
sensory
Malpighian
organs
tubules.
like antennae, simple and compound eyes, and statocysts.
Okay,
In arthropods,
okay, here little more evolved than the annelids. In annelid, we learned that they have got not exactly brain, but they have got nerve ring on their dorsal side, right? Nerve ring is there, and two cords are coming. We called it as double cord or two notochord and like kind of things, right? Two cords over double cord, and ganglias were present. But here the animals little more evolved. When you see compound eyes, you all might have seen cockroach, right? You might have seen cockroach on their head part. They have got a big, very big two eyes. Okay, but that eyes is useless for them. You know why? Because those eyes are compound eyes. Compound eyes means very big eyes, which has got thousands of ommatidia. Ommatidia means one unit is ommatidia. That means suppose, that means if suppose I stand in front of the cockroach, the for cockroach, if it sees the image, it looks like, you know, thousands of sema around. You understood? It's a mosaic kind of figure, what it can see. When I come in front of a cockroach can see me, but in what form? Thousands. So it is difficult for them to actually make out with what distance, where I'm standing. And understood, all this thing is not in clarity in them, because the eyes are compound eyes, very big, and with having hundred or thousands of ommatidas in them. So that many times I'm made in their eyes. So that's why these animals are, which are having you know, compound eyes, which are not well formed eyes, are nocturnal. Nocturnal means they come during only night time, you can see them. Why? Because if they will come in the daytime, so many images are formed on their eyes, which is not good for them. They don't like it. So they hide themselves during the night, daytime, and they come out only evening, on late night or night time. because they don't want that much of images to that creates problem for them. So, but in place of that, they have got very, very strong antennas. You might have seen two long antennas always touching the ground. Okay, their antennas help a very strong sensory organ. It is antenna, and that is what their sensory organs are also very much evolved than the annelida. They have got very good developed antenna which always touches the ground, and that vibrations they can feel just like snakes. Okay, they too can feel the vibrations, and with that antenna only they can taste or sense the light. They can sense the distance, sense any other presence of people. Why they keep on touching the floor every often is they can feel the vibration of people coming and moving and going. So like that they move. Okay, and even to taste the sense the food and all, they use the help of antenna to move and all. So antenna, and they have got in sensory organ, if you say, they have got, if you cut the head of the cockroach, if you take off its head, okay, you can try and see when you get one cockroach, take off its head, just strike it off. You can see that cockroach will remain alive for a week or more. Okay, why? Like, agar hamari gardan cut, if we are cut off our head off, okay, so can we leave? No. Why? Because our breathing system starts from our nose, right? Our breathing starts from nose, and that is the most important thing. Without breathing, we cannot remain. But these cockroaches have got spiracles throughout their body. They have got spiracles. It's a small aperture-like thing which opens on the skin, and from there it can easily get oxygen. So they can survive for 1 week, and they die because of starving. They don't get food because the mouth part is, we have cut it off. So it will remain alive because all its system goes on well, but except because the head part has got the mouth and it can take the food in, so that it dies after 1 week or 10 days only because of starving. Okay, so this kind of fantastic stories are there behind everybody. 1 second, children. So this cockroach or all this. Now the other thing is for their excretion. See me only one. For excretion, they have got. For excretion, what they have got? For excretion, what they got? You have heard about excretion? They said about excretion. Acha, statocyst. Statocyst is the thing which helps them for understanding the balance. If you can take the figure of that just before this, I can tell you what is the statocyst. Just behind this, just before the screen, just few second back. Yeah, here. What you see here, this one. Okay, this is the statocyst. It will help them to the balance. See, in our body, balancing, how, like when I'm standing, I know I'm standing. When I fall, we come to know before falling that, yeah, next minute I can fall off, right? So how I will come to know? Because of something present in my ears, vertigo, there's something in my cochlea, that is in our ears. Okay, so that will tell the balance. Same way, statocyst in this animal helps them to know the condition of balancing. Okay, as well as temperature. Okay, and this is the compound eyes, what you see now, and these are the antennas. This is antenna. This is antenna. Okay, so these are the highly evolved organs for their sensory organs, or as we say, for their a kind of sense organs present in them to help them to understand the things. Okay, now we can move ahead for reproduction.
Pods. The sexes are separate and fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous, with direct or indirect development. Some common arthropods are
direct
Apis,
development,
Bombax, Locusta, and Heterometrus.
We have heard about locusts
Mollusca
right now,
is
some days back. About locusts, you have heard?
Yes,
came
ma'am.
around?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. It belongs to arthropoda.
Yes,
See, they
ma'am.
come in, it is called a swarm. They come in swarm, means in a group, a big, the English word, no, swarm is a collective noun. Okay. When they come together, they can completely eat away the whole crop. Okay. The field becomes empty, the trees becomes empty if they attack. Anyway, so that was the arthropod. Sexes are separate, monoecious they are. Fertilization internal means the male and female gamete uh, fuses inside the female body. Okay, but they're oviparous. Oviparity or oviparous means egg laying animals like birds, okay, are egg laying, fish, egg laying. Understood? Egg laying means those who lay egg. They are called oviparous. Those who lay young ones, not lay, those who give birth to young ones, they are called as, like mammals, like human, they give birth to young ones. What is the what we call that term is?
Viviparous.
Very good.
Viviparous.
Viviparity.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Sarika. That was Sarika.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarika, where were you for few days?
Ma'am, actually, I have got conjunctivitis, so I was
Okay,
not
okay, okay.
able to attend the class.
No, no, it's okay. I was thinking something maybe wrong like that. Anyways,
No,
take
ma'am.
care. Okay. Hi, yes. Okay. So this was arthropod, about arthropoda, that internal. Now I don't wanted to pause every time about external internal fertilization, because since it is new, I thought I will pause it again and say that internal fertilization, but oviparous means they will lay the egg and gestation takes place outside. Gestation means or embryogenesis. Gestation means the time period or incubation time. Gestation is the word we use for that after the zygote, the egg is formed after the zygote to the infant or the young one comes out. It's known as gestation or embryonic development. Okay, or incubation time. So that will take place outside the body when we say oviparous animals. Okay, now the development because they are having varieties of examples, so you know that butterfly I told you already, they have got larval stage, so indirect development. Cockroach have indirect development. Mosquitoes have indirect development. Indirect means they have got larval stage in between. Those animals don't have larval stage in between their life cycle. They are known as direct development. Okay, yes. Now comes the second largest phylum, that is mollusca or mollusk. Okay, all those shelled animals. If you see a shelled animal with a soft body inside, they are known as mollusk. Okay.
Second largest phylum of Animalia. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic animals. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate animals with an organ system level of organization. The body has a distinct head, a muscular foot, and a visceral hump, and is covered by a calcareous shell. Above the visceral hump is a soft
Calcareous
and
means
spongy layer of skin.
calcareous means a shell made up of calcium. Calcareous. Okay. Otherwise, calcium carbonates. When you see when animal is present inside or in an aquatic area, if it is a marine animal, calcium carbonate is abundantly found in the water, in the sea water, and also the shells are made up of calcium carbonates. Okay, so calcareous means calcium. Okay, so the shells are calcareous and it can be found in, like you can see, I think all might have seen pila. This what you see, pila. So they are terrestrial. Okay, but they cannot be in a dry place found. In rainy season you will find them more moving around, but then they can be seen outside the water. But like if you say about octopus and all, and some other examples, you will find them in the water. Okay, so you will find examples of mollusk in aquatic as well as terrestrial. And the figure tells you, or you know it, they have got a mantle and the soft body they have got. Okay, antennas you can
Forms the
see.
mantle. The space between the visceral hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity. which bears feather-like gills. These gills help in respiration and excretion. The sensory tentacles on the head region are used for locating prey, while the radulae in the mouth are used for feeding. In mollusks, the sexes are separate, and they are oviparous and exhibit indirect development.